Since Halloween is almost upon us, I thought I would share a few scary stories with you all. So here I am, all cozied up with a hot drink and atmospheric lighting to tell you about something truly terrifying. Responsibility. About a year ago, I went and volunteered at this primary school as part of this programme, and I was placed within the younger years, about like 4, 5, 6. It gave me quite a bit of stuff to talk about. So, story number 1, the children. I'm referencing a certain horror movie because the day I first started was a pretty strange experience. I was just sat there working on the computer, getting the register all set up, when all the kids start to come in, spot me, and they just didn't say a word. They just started moving slowly towards me in like this little crowd. When you just sat there seeing this group of kids just quietly moving for you, it's not fun. They just began to surround me and they would just stare at me. They wouldn't say a word. I just kind of awkwardly turn away and there'd be another one there. It wasn't until like a minute passed that they actually asked me who I was. Miss Finnegan. Please don't kill me. Okay, story number 2. The orphan. Now, I'm not an old woman disguised as a younger woman, though the kids seemed to think that I was. I was on the playground. I couldn't talk to a kid without another one coming up and asking me if I was their mother. Considering I have the maturity of a 6-year-old, of course, I answered with I mean, did they really expect me to have children? I am children! Story number 3. Baby geniuses. Okay, this isn't a horror movie reference, but considering how bad it was, it could be. Now, I haven't studied maths for a while, ever since, because since I'm in 6th form, I don't study maths anymore. And while I was okay at it when I was doing it, I was never that great at it. Some of these kids, like, I'm telling you, these were like 5 years old. It's like they knew the 12 times tables. I don't think I've ever known my 12 times tables. They would constantly be like, oh, don't you know what this times this is? And I'd be like, But on the other hand, when I taught them how to draw 3D, they looked at me like I was the second coming of Christ. Number 4, the bad seed. There was this really naughty kid in the class. Like, he would constantly pick fights and he would push the other kids around, constantly be disrespectful towards the teachers. So you're gonna get kids like that, but it really made me sad because this kid had a Spider-Man backpack. Spider-Man's my favourite superhero, so seeing him represent this violent little child was so just disappointing. To maybe get him to behave. I tried to talk to him about Spider-Man. Oh, I see he's on your backpack. Do you like Spider-Man? And the kid just replied, no. Number 5. I can't think of any more relatable movie titles. People often say how satisfying teaching can be, and I never really got that until I actually saw it for myself. This little girl, she was spelling this word out. It was missing an A, so I told her, oh, you should put an A in there. And so she was okay, and she fixed it. And then a while later, when we were doing more work, she came back to me and she was like, look, I spelled all the words with an A. And I felt so proud of her, of me, of the universe. I know it's not like that big a thing, because it's just one word, but it's like she's gonna go off into life spelling that word with an A. Because I taught her that. Now for the final story, I'm going to talk about a problem that kids seem to have, which is personal space. I don't get what it is about kids and personal space. You try and tell them about it and just whoop! There was this little girl and she was a really sweet kid, but she'd no concept of it. I'd have to sit on a chair in the back of the room while I all sat on the carpet, and she would just edge closer and closer to me, trying to see how far she could get before I told her to go and sit back in a designated area. Sometimes she would just randomly touch my knee, like she'd do this. She'd just do this constantly. Those of you who know me, you know that my knees are extremely ticklish. I'm fine touching them myself, but if anyone even goes near them, I just go into like a spasm. I'm trying to tell this kid to not touch my knee and to go sit back down, but how can I do that when all of my willpower is going in to not accidentally booting this kid across the classroom? So yeah, those are all the stories I can think of for now. There probably are more, but you know, when you get down to it, I really did enjoy working there, and those kids really were lovely. And also the workload was really awesome, because I'd work there every Wednesday afternoon, and so on the Wednesday morning I'd go to 6th form and I'd learn all about, you know, like the economic problems of post-revolutionary Russia, the literary techniques of Tennyson, and then I'd go to the reception class and we would paint dragons. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. Oh, by the way, before I end this video, I just want to say I am planning my first sketch. It will be out probably by the end of the week. I'm hoping that it'll be out by Halloween because it is spooky themed. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and I will see you in my next video.